All right, it's Miles O'Brien. I'm in New York City in my laundry room. It's now 6:49 p.m. Eastern Time, which makes it in Nepal at Everest, Kathmandu, wherever you want, 4:35 in the morning. And it's been a long and cold night for Keith Cowing at Everest Base Camp. There you see him, kind of a dismembered face. He's been tracking Scott Parazynski, astronaut, mountaineer, and generally great guy, who is now, as we speak, on the summit of Mount Everest. Tell us what you know, Keith.
Well, as I was sitting here listening to the radio, there's always a lot of, it's sort of like air traffic control, and it's, are you there? Oh, you are. Are you there? Oh, you are. And as I best understand it, Scott was punctual and stood on the top of the mountain at exactly 4 a.m. here. That's 6:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time with his Sherpa Danuru, and I believe they are now on their way down. So he spent at most about a half an hour, which is typical.
Half an hour. All that effort for a half an hour to take in the view and the highest point on Earth. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, and I guess he got to see a little bit of the sunrise, but I think Scott's strategy this morning was to get up there, get there early, get there ahead of the crowd, and get a little breathing room, and that's what he got.
Yeah. So the weather was good. Apparently not a big traffic jam. Obviously, the idea of beating the traffic was a good idea. Do you know anything more about what conditions are like up there right now?
Well, I just looked out the window a bit. It seems to be rather gentle up there. I guess the winds were low. That's the one thing about going earlier in the morning before the sun begins to churn up the atmosphere. And he'll probably get some winds on the way down as he gets the morning commuters coming up to the summit.
All right, let's not forget what Scott told me the other day is really the more dangerous part of all this is the trip down. For one thing, when you fall on the way down, it's more precarious, as you can imagine. You're not falling into the mountain. You're tumbling head over heels. And secondly, you're pretty well spent. He's been climbing all night, hasn't he?
Yeah, actually, I don't think Scott slept. I think if he got an hour, and around 8 o'clock our time, he was already on the move. So if he got a nap, it was a very short one. He's pretty much been running nonstop, for the better part of a day.
All right. So will you hear from him on the way down at all? How will we know where he is on his way down?
I'm going to be listening to the comms traffic here. I may hear his voice. The way they're doing that, there's a lot of people going back and forth right now, so they focus the radio traffic on who needs to know what and when, and the personal messages and a lot of the other normal communication that you hear are not happening right now.
Okay, just a brief moment. You and I both worked on this for quite a while. You longer than me. Neither of us has put as much into it as Scott, frankly. But what are your thoughts at this moment?
Just got tears in my eyes.
Really?
It just hit me.
It's an accomplishment.
Yeah, I've been running around because I wasn't exactly sure he was on the summit, so I had to run to another tent and says, "Is he on the summit?" And they go, "Yeah." And I ran back over here and called you, and it just hit me just now. So I just called his wife, and I got a voicemail, so I got to call her back and let her know that I called the hospital where she works, and the woman who takes these messages said, "Who, what?" And I said, "Gail's husband is standing on the summit of Mount Everest. Can I talk to her, please?" And I got voicemail again.
All right. Well, that's an important call. I'm not going to keep you from it. Please keep us posted. Let us know how he does on his way down, and we'll be nearby, and we'll keep everybody else updated.
All right. Roger that.
Keith Cowing, Everest Base Camp. Scott Parazynski on his way down from the summit, having summited the first astronaut to do so. Miles O'Brien, still in the laundry room in New York.